What's going on this week with Psych? Because snowy.
I cannot, really cannot.
We're hanging out at Tim's place and I'm in for a surprise, everyone. So I thought I'd just whip out this camera and start recording and see what I have in front of me that's going to be an experience of a lifetime, I guess, and share it with y'all. So I'm looking at a pair of very beautiful blasters now. Very interesting stuff that I did not expect to see in my lifetime. But thanks to Snowy, they are here. And it is an actual Spring Thunder as well as a Lynx. Tim is here.
Hello.
And he's got this long boy.
This long boy.
So yes, Spring Thunder by G-Dop26 and the Lynx by Orion Blasters.
Not all totally printed from nylon and metal. Only those very stress
heavy.
Stress heavy points. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, all these things you can see is normally printed. Yeah.
Metal and nylon.
Yeah.
Caliburn.
Babies. Babies.
Pepis limau. Things have gotten out of hand, guys.
Very, my friend. Very.
Just all I have to say in one word is I'm gonna have a lot of fun. You're not expecting me to bring all this home, right? This is quite a lot to bring back. All I came up with was just that bag. Well, this is gonna be cool. So we actually have a couple of Spring Thunders here. We have a Lynx that you guys saw. We have a half metal, half nylon Caliburn. We have a full nylon Megaburn. We have a Cedar S because I wanted to see what a Cedar S is all about. I think actually that's more than what I was expecting today. Disclaimer to all of you, there is no firing demonstration because we are indoors in a house. This is the nylon Megaburn. And I have to say that nylon feels very nice. Everyone says it feels like a crayon, so it really does feel like a crayon. It's quite surprising. Just that there's no rubbing off on your hands, but I think it's quite cool.
It's a typical Mega Caliburn, just like with the Raider style sideways magwell, and with a Pro 26 and a tooth and nail installed. So run of the mill, just that in a nicer material.
That is very nice. And then this is the Raider style magwell on the side. So I primed this earlier and I have to say that this is really smooth. So the spring and the whole setup, this whole thing is super smooth, bro. The only sound that I hear is because of the spring compression. But this thing is, oh my god. Wow.
And the click, you hear the click, that's thanks to the tooth and nail.
This is like, way less effort than even priming like one of my own long shots.
Yeah, that's the one thing I realized, because of the way Caliburns are generally built, their priming stroke is much smoother than even a long shot. And if I'm not wrong, for this particular model, from what Piggy told me, he said that printed nylon is actually self-lubricating, so it does actually it does actually help the priming.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true. So everything here, even the connector pump and everything is all nylon.
Yep. The only thing that's not nylon is just the butt plate, because I had a spare PLA butt plate lying around, so I just attached that.
I see.
And it actually shoots straight without scar. It's just a matter of I got this scar barrel from, I think if I'm not, either Harrods or Duncan. I just had the normal fletched scar scaled up to mega size. But actually it's not necessary, because with the 18-inch barrel, the amount of air volume and the output, right, it actually shoots straight already without scar.
I see. Cool. Okay, you know what? Let's just go to this. Since we were in the realm of, oh my god, this is heavy.
It's very heavy.
This is very heavy. This is why.
Because I could.
That's why. This is what, 8 kilograms?
I have no idea. I just know that based on estimation, it is heavier than a SAR-21.
Bro, I think this is like No, I don't think it's. I think it's about maybe 6 or 7 kilograms maybe.
Thereabout, I think.
This is damn heavy.
Yes, it is. It is.
Of course, yeah, I'm carrying the side as well, but
Yeah, if I remove the side, you will still feel it's really heavy. The
Yeah.
first impression when I got the parts delivered to me, right, I felt the receiver. It felt as if it felt like a brick. It felt like if I were to throw it at someone, they would die.
I think they would.
And the problem with this is that it is also using the same file set as takedown Caliburn. But the problem is that because the friction between metal and the spring load, in order to take down Caliburn, I need a screwdriver and a hammer. To take down and put it together, I need a hammer.
Dude.
Almost everything is nylon if it's not steel, except this piece. This piece is still PLA because some of the parts arrive slightly out of spec. So instead of sending the metal, I just send the PLA. I don't want to send nylon. This entire grip, I actually wanted to make it metal, but it was expensive. So I just got it done in nylon instead. This was custom drawn up by Piggy. I didn't quite like, the normal pump grip design for K14 spring. I felt like, because I like to prime my heavy LS with Hemi's grip. So this is built actually based on Hemi's shotgun grip design.
My arm is aching because I've been carrying this thing. But I have to say that I never expected. Ah!
Come on, almost catch. You almost got
I
it.
have to hammer it. I have to lean against my shoulder.
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, go. Ah, there.
So this is K14. So if you've ever tried K14 other calibers, that's roughly about the prime weight.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite smooth now, it's just that it's really a tough prime. Still not as tough as the 25 kg, but this is actually quite, yeah.
The difference of this is also because compared to a long shot, the Caliburn's prime stroke is much longer. So you will feel it for a longer period of time.
Yeah, you feel the burn towards the end.
Yeah.
So this is quite good for quarantine workout, I think.
You do it right for PT.
Remember that time I did a stupid video, then I fired like 100 shots, remember? I took this, I forgot what it was, like some long shot, then test fire 100 shots. Wow, if I do like 20 of these, I think tomorrow my arm like bowler like that.
Okay, the accessories wise, the metal parts mostly from Frontline Foam. That's the trigger and the mag release. These two are from Worker. Otherwise, everything else is your typical Frontline Foam hardware kit. You can get either from Frontline Foam or you can get from Kevlar Slug.
So this is my first time handling an actual Spring Thunder. You guys know I actually handled the Colonel Wasp Firefly, and I have to say first of all, this is much lighter. Like this is much lighter than the Firefly. Yeah. Yeah.
The Firefly has a lot of metal in it.
Maybe because my hand really got power from carrying that one. But this feels a lot lighter, honestly speaking. It feels a lot lighter and it feels a lot more comfortable, honestly. The ergonomics here on the pump and this grip is very nice. I mean, of course, yeah, Snowy put the pistol wrap or whatever, this rubber grip here, the silicone thing. I don't really remember how it felt like lengthwise, but I think it should be the same. But I must admit that it really does feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah. So it's easier to prime.
It's a cut down K26, slightly cut down K26 in order to fit for this.
And what surprised me the most is, yeah, I know this part is vinyl wrapped with carbon fiber decal, but it's very smooth actually. It's way smoother than I expected. The Firefly was smooth in terms of the prime, but the mechanism was a bit janky. Like sometimes you feel like a hard stop, then you just have to kind of force your way through it.
Yeah.
But this one is actually quite smooth.
You try loading one.
Wow, hey, the trigger pull is nice.
It is nice.
Dude, what? I'll show you guys the shell loading thing later because it's of a different hand. It's on this side, so I'm a lefty, right? But I'll show it to you guys later. Snowy showed me the action of the loading of the shells, and it's quite good.
There's multiple ways to load the blaster. So you can load it while it's breech open. Just drop the shell in. Then you can push it forward. You chamber it.
Ah, I see. If you want to
If you want to
load
load
it
it first, so you're done. Go it back to
you
its
have to.
unprime.
Oh,
Yes.
like that, and
Okay,
then you can. So like this.
So with the quick action, push the shell all the way in. Yes. Then so
I want to.
yeah, that's the thing. So you have to practice the loading of the shells.
One way you could try loading it, try to use this part of your thumb so your whole thumb doesn't get pinched by
Oh, okay, I get it.
Here.
Something like that. It's correct.
Oh, okay. So just further up.
Yeah, just a quick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wah, advice from the pro, sial. Wah, macam sial. Cannot go in. Macam. Oh yeah, cannot cut again. Sial.
Full already.
So full already.
Yeah.
It's a 4-shell capacity.
I see.
So this is the match table that we are talking about.
I
Yes.
see. Okay, so you just basically have it primed and you just throw it in.
If you run out of shells, or if you know that
Like
the
that.
enemy is let's say your opponent is using a shield, you can have this as a mega size shell. You can load it anytime that you want to.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah! Yep.
And then the bottom one,
You have to pull it.
Yeah,
okay,
put it back.
yeah.
Yeah, second. Yeah.
Ah, that's nice, bro.
That's nice, bro.
So how this thing works, right? There's this two latch system based on the two bars. This two bar has this custom cut bars that allows the latch to push the shell one by one out every time when you prime. Yeah.
Right, okay, this thing is really smooth. Like, okay, the shot. Okay, the shot.
Yep. Ow.
It had to be the pink one, bro.
This is combat load where you drop it into the chamber.
So you
You
can
drop it in the chamber.
just pull it in. So swipe it towards you.
Swap it backwards in. Close the breach.
Wait. One more
Try
time.
again.
Oh.
So you see, you have an emergency shell in the event that your tube is empty, but suddenly you need one more shell. Ow.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that.
That's alright. Shells are expendable.
The loading thing or the thing that catches the shells in there is very different from the Firefly. It's very different. The Firefly has some kind of a notch that stops it. That is a notch. So that notch, if it's not aligned right, your shells won't stay in. You understand what I mean?
You just pop out.
Yeah, the only difference is that yes, this pedal here, right? This pedal here, Firefly one doesn't get in the way. It's just this one here. If you don't have your if you have your thumb in like what I did, if I push it like that, then my thumb gets caught, right?
Yes.
The Firefly doesn't have that problem, but you guys really mitigated the situation by using this part here and then loading it in this way, so that your thumb will not get caught in that gap. But this whole thing, right? You see these two notches here, right? Your left and right. This one is of a very nice shape and size to hold the shells in.
Yep.
The Firefly has the same thing, kind of the same concept, but it doesn't work very well. And then for the ejection, this is really smooth. Like when the shells come out, they literally slide nicely. But the Firefly one just goes like bam, and then it just rattles inside. Like it really just flies out. Yeah, so I can see the biggest difference here. It could be the spring load, I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's just that this one is really very smooth. Because of the force that the Firefly ejects the shells, right? That's the reason why sometimes the shell will fly up and then it will become 90 degrees and you can't change it. It's because of that force. It may be a spring thing.
But I've yet to see this blaster to jam a shell upwards, honestly, because there's not enough space for it to go upwards. So
The only way I've ever jammed is maybe there's a failure to extract and it just kind of bounces and drops back inside. But that's very easy to mitigate. You just open the breach, throw it out. Next one
I
it's
see.
done. You don't. There aren't any catastrophic failures where you have to release it out from game and take tools to remove anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's compare this to the next Spring Thunder. I was given an explanation about the difference. So this grey one here, I have to say first, this one belongs to Snowy, and this is more or less a standard Spring Thunder.
Standard Spring
right?
Thunder.
Standard Spring Thunder with no extension, not the short version or whatever, and it accepts the standard size Spring Thunder shells.
Yes.
But then this one here, this belongs to Tim. Spring Thunder Mini. Let's talk about the Mini first, because I got what you guys are saying just now. So the Mini, if you guys look at the pump bar, we just put the butt together, right? See the difference in the pump bar? The Mini is shorter. So, okay, so the original holds 4 shells for the shell capacity, but then the Mini holds 3. And then G-Dop also has these extensions where you can extend the entire blaster, and that allows it to hold more shells. So there's a +1 and a +2 extension, so this one is a +2. So now all in all, this actually holds 5. Initially, if it's on the full size, then it'll be holding 6 shells, but this one is holding 5, and it's got a closer pump stroke. It's the same length, but it's just that the pump starts closer to you.
According to G-Dop, this is called the reverse pump. As you can see from the bar, it actually overlaps with the bar and overlaps with the shell. So some sanding needs to be done for it to be smooth, but otherwise, the pump stroke is closer to your body. So for people like me who have shorter arms, it's a lot.
What do you mean by overlap the bar?
Try priming. It overlaps. The normal Spring Thunder doesn't overlap.
Okay, so it stops there.
Yep.
I see. I see. Okay, so for this one here, I know it's a bit dark, but it doesn't go anywhere close to the main shell itself or the body. But this one overlaps the body. And what do you mean by overlaps the arms? The pump, no?
Actually, you see the arms for the normal Spring Thunder, the bars just stop. The end of the bar is here,
Ah,
while the end of the
okay,
bar
okay.
it overlaps.
Okay, I see. Oh, yeah. I get it, okay, I understand. The only downside that I feel right now is because of the way I'm holding it, maybe because I'm new to this, my fingers get caught here.
Yeah.
If my fingers overlap this part and I pull it fast, then I'll jam my own fingers into
Yeah,
the body.
I didn't like that,
So I have to
yeah.
make sure that I hold it like that. But if I hold it like this and I pump it, that's not a problem. I see. That's quite cool. Yeah, it's not bad. But other than that, the thing operates the same as this over here. Except,
Thanks to Radioactive 52, I think it's Chip Miller. He actually made a few new parts, remixed from the original Spring Thunder parts, making it wider, allows it to accept some of the shells which are wider. So in the original Spring Thunder, you can only use triple boom core, but you can only use dual elites. Well, for this one, the chamber is slightly wider. You can actually use the triple elite shells on these, or even quadruple boom core. So
quadruple boom.
yes. So with the triple elites, you can always double stack it, so you actually shoot 6 Stephens out of it, which is fun. This is still the same PVC. So the diameter of the rim is still the same, so its feet are the same. It's only the chamber and some of these parts are slightly modified in order to fit
I
these.
see. Okay, this is the original, right?
Yep.
So you can see the
Slightly wider.
Slightly wider.
Ah.
Those that helps feeding the shell, right? The tolerances need to be changed in order to accept a bigger shell.
I see, but the chambering part, that holder doesn't need to change.
No, your magazine tube, there's no need to change.
This lid here is the same.
Yes, it's the same.
It's just this part is wider.
Yep. Because otherwise the extractor and
That's
injector
so cool.
it all hooks onto the same lip, so it works all the same.
That's so cool.
And unlike the Colonel Wasp, right, because this is a much wider, much larger platform, you can actually use any shell that you have on hand. So be it you want to fire Boomco, you want to fire Elites, you want to fire Megas or Rival Balls, even Ultra Darts. I think I saw someone made an Ultra Dart shell online. I mean, why would you do that? I don't know, but you know, if it makes you moist, sure.
Is it moist?
Moist, yes.
Yeah, when I fire that moist. Moist.
You know, like a real shotgun, you have the flexibility to just use any ammo you want, or you know, to change ammo types midway in the game. Maybe you know, if your game has rules about Megas taking out shields.
So the original Spring Thunder cannot accept the newer, wider shells, but can the wider Spring Thunder
Yes.
accept the original?
Yes.
Yes, it can. This was a remix that was released on Thingiverse quite some time later after the
I
original
see.
Spring Thunder.
That's a beautiful improvement, I must say.
So it's an optional part. It's not
Harrison's
from
happy.
GDOT directly, but you know, they are free for download on
I
Thingiverse.
hope that Harrison's happy. G-Dog, please be happy. Your thing has improved, my dude. Like it's improved. Look at this. Like it's so slight. It's so slight. Like who would have thought? Like that's so slight. So this can be printed in TPU as well.
You could print in TPU.
Because it looks like the failure points aside lah. Honestly speaking,
Yes.
it's quite narrow here.
The usual fail point is actually at the lip of the
Here?
shell.
Yeah, the
Yes,
crack,
because
right?
it usually hits the floor
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
So yeah, it will actually crack. We have a few one at home, it's cracked already.
Oh, this is different, huh?
Yeah, the grip
Yeah.
was different.
This grip is not the original grip that came with GDOT's floor set. What you see, right, all these holes is actually not for show. These holes are actually for the shell rack. We don't have it installed right now, but here's the shell rack. See all these gaps? They actually meant to mount sideways. Okay, let me see.
Front and back, so you can adjust the position.
Yeah,
exactly.
so you can actually just load shells, you know, conveniently, very quickly, as needed. Sadly, not compatible with the Mini Spring Thunder because it gets in the way of the grip. I made a workaround for that, but it's not exactly comfortable. So keep in mind, either you choose Mini or you choose a full-size one, you use the shell rack.
So many advancements to just one platform. That's cool.
This is a full-length Mega. It will not fit. It will not fit inside the Mega shells. You need to cut it shorter. Yeah, so this is about how much you need to cut down. I have a few that I cut down, but the thing is that it doesn't really affect my Mega Caliburn. So even if I cut it down, it works fine.
Oh.
Just to note, you can't just directly drop Mega Dart into
I
the
see.
shells. Yep.
I see. I mean, at the most, it just rattles in the mag, right? If you're
Yeah,
using for
but
the
the thing is that if you
Mega
try to do this into a Spring Thunder, it will jam.
I see.
So don't do this.
So it's for mega width, not for the full length of the Mega Dart. I know Snowy's gonna say there's not much to explain about the Lynx, but it is a Lynx, everyone, in case you haven't seen it before.
So the Lynx is a bullpup blaster. So bullpup meaning the magazine loads from the rear. It's compact because the whole priming action is all below. So if you can see, right, when I prime this, right, the spring is actually going back the other way because it's using a turnaround system. This is using a clip system. So if you can see there's a loading action.
Yep.
Yeah, so this will push the dart in front of the whole turnaround thing, and it will fly off. Orion blasters, they design it in the fact that the catch is actually floating upon this black piece inside.
Yep.
So it will not trigger off
Oh,
unless
shit.
it's forward.
Yeah. I get it.
So this gives it the ability to do slam firing. Literally, because once you reach in front, right? Yeah. Dry firing is not an issue. because the designers made it in the way, right? You have an O-ring right here. When it hits into the inner lip, right? You can actually adjust the tension of the O-ring, make it flare out even more, so that when it hits the thing, right, it will actually go slower in.
Oh, I see.
So there's no risk of dry firing, honestly.
Perfect blaster.
Yeah. And it's compact. It's really compact.
To be able to see a Lynx in person is actually surprising. I honestly thought it was going to be about the size of a Caliburn.
No.
This is way smaller and way more
Really compact.
Yeah, this is quite crazy. This is quite crazy. Like this itself is so I can't even fire it, but
Mind blown. Yeah, me every time when I use it. Yeah.
walao, it's so easy to prime.
Yeah.
Hey,
This hits 150 FPS.
Yeah, that's more than enough
the
for me.
compact budget tube like that, right? And it really hits 150 FPS. So easy to prime, slam fire.
Make it go if you're still around. Make it go. Yeah, this is the thing of your wet dreams, bro. Like this is the kind of stuff that make it go really well. But I have to say, okay, the handle here is a bit narrow, but it suits the whole thing. Just that, yeah, I guess maybe because I'm so used to thicker, chunkier.
Oversized stuff.
Yeah. I'm jealous now.
You see, when I saw you do the Colonel Was video, right, I was thinking, oh my god, you're missing out so much. You should try the Spring Thunder first before, try anything else.
What have I been doing in my life?
It's okay. Never too late for the party.
6.5 hours later.
It's time to bid everyone goodbye as I prepare to leave with a pretty large bag.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming around. Taking a look at our stuff.
Thanks for having me. And thanks for an awesome lunch.
Nothing much else you can say.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Okay, I want the Caliburn back one day. I don't keep it at home.
No, see, if anything, I'm gonna keep the links. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll update you guys, okay? Okay? I try lah. Bye.